Make sure you share the live. Hello. Hello, good evening. How is everyone doing this evening? Hello, Marvin. How is everyone doing this evening? Can everyone hear me? Hello, Ty. Good evening. Hello, Ronald. Just gonna wait a few more minutes to get more people in. Make sure you share the live. We are talking to Cecil George, my father. So you may hear some stories tonight. How's the weather in Calgary, Marvin? Awesome. Well, that's good. That's good. We've been getting a nice fall so far. Not complaining. Thank you. I know. Marvin, we're gonna make a trip to Trinidad, right? Wait a few more minutes. How's the weather in Trinidad? Has it calmed down? Is the heat wave done? Send a plane, please. If you have a private jet, we'll take that as well. So welcome. I see we have some new followers. My name is Daniele George. I am your host of All Things Pan. I'm your host of All Things Pan. On this page, we usually talk to Pannists, arrangers, tuners, pan enthusiasts about all things pan. But this season, I thought we'd change it up a bit and talk to the parents of all the Pannists that are out there. So, on that note, before I forget, because he'll kill me. We're sponsored by Fantastics 868. Make sure you check their Instagram page. They have everything from tenor sticks all the way to bass sticks. If you live in Canada or US, message me and I will do my best to get the sticks out to you. So on that note, I welcome our guest for the evening. Just gonna wait till he accepts. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah. Is mom there?
Yeah, she's hiding.
Okay. Well, I'll ask her some questions off camera. She can just yell it. So, for those that don't know, this is my father, Cecil T. George. I can't forget the T. And he's the founder and inventor of Fantastics 868. So, would you like to expand on that? Let people know who you are?
Okay, my name is Cecil T. George, as my daughter just said, and technically, I'm I'm an electrician by trade, a master electrician by trade. I also started Trinidad Steel Orchestra. Also, I started Carnival in Edmonton. So I have a long history. You know, I even started cricket in Fort McMurray. We play cricket in winter time, in the
Oh,
winter
wow.
on a river. So I did a lot of things for the first time in Alberta, coming from Toronto.
Okay. So you mentioned you started Trincan in the carnival in Edmonton. What made you decide to do that? Like, why was that important to you?
Oh well, I left when I left Toronto, when I was in Toronto, I played
Hmm.
from Trinidad. I left Trinidad because I gotta say I'm a Tokyo tenor player.
Right.
I played in Tokyo. I also played 1 year in Silver Stars. That was in 19, 1970. I played
Right.
in Silver Stars just before I left Trinidad because I wanted to play in a Panorama final before I left Trinidad. And I know Tokyo wasn't getting into the final, so I went to play with Silver
Oh,
Stars to play in a final before I leave Trinidad. And
right.
when arriving in Toronto, I met a friend of mine from Trinidad. I knew him in Trinidad, Earl Lapierre,
Hmm.
and he had a band in Trinidad called Impacts. So,
Right.
so maybe I was about 2 weeks in Toronto, and he come and get me, and I
Hmm.
started in Impacts. I played in Impacts for about 2 or 3 years,
Oh, wow.
and then Impacts fall apart, and Afropan started and Trendbird started, and I went with
Mm.
Trendbird. I played with Trendbirds
Okay.
for some years, and then in 1979, as an electrician, I decided, well, not I decided, I got a job offer to go to St. Louis to work in the in the tar sand mine as an
Okay.
electrician. So I went to Fort McMurray,
Hmm.
and when I was there, I moved there with three pan. I moved there with a that was my furniture. I had a tenor pan, I had a double guitar,
Uh-huh.
I had a double second. Earl Wong made that for me, so those are
Okay.
the three pan I had, and a bed. That's all I had. That was my furniture. I was single at the time, and
Hmm.
then I decided to start a band in Fort McMurray. I don't know, I was crazy because it had no one up there.
Right.
In the boondocks, nobody there, so I decided to start a band.
Hmm.
I had when I say native, I mean native Indians. I
Hmm.
had, I think, one Trinidadian beside me, and I think some other little Canadian kids, and I started a band there.
Okay.
And about 1980, 81, I moved to Edmonton, and Edmonton was dead.
Right.
So I said, I want to bring the Caribbean to Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I started Trinidad and Orchestra. And then I said, let me bring Trinidad to Edmonton. And I started the carnival. And that's where
Okay.
that's how everything started.
Okay. So why was it so important for you to bring Trinidad to Canada or to
Well,
Alberta?
well, we hadn't much Trinidadian in Edmonton, but
Mm-hmm.
what I noticed that we didn't have nothing to celebrate, no celebration for the Caribbean
Right.
people.
Right.
So I said, I had a I had a West Indian store. I used to sell West Indian stuff plus doing electrical work at the same time. I said, man, I'm gonna start a band to make Edmonton. I had Sunday morning soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get all the West Indian people together to, to enjoy themselves, because we have a very, very long winter, very
Right.
long, cold winter in Edmonton. So
Yeah.
when summer comes, you got 3 months. You
Mm-hmm.
you better enjoy it. So I decided, well, we got to enjoy it. Let's start a carnival, have the steel band, and that's how everything started.
Yeah. So since you started the steel band, why was it important for you to have your kids involved in it?
Well, when I started the band, the first thing, well, you were a little baby at the time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everywhere I go, you wanted to come. Everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere I go, I had the tote with me, and you couldn't lift anything. But when I used to play solo, I was a soloist. I used to play in a lot of engagement, all in the
Mm-hmm.
malls because Pan was new in Edmonton, and
Right.
I used to take you with me everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, at the university to play, you were with me. And when I'm playing, you were maybe about 2 years old. You,
Right.
you stand up right by my leg, you hold my leg, and I playing right there, and you hold my leg. When we finish playing, take you, we go on next engagement, and you come with me all the time. We go in and practice. I had a little band and practice. We used to practice in a little garage, cold
Yeah.
like hell. It used to be cold. We had a little propane heater. But everybody wanted. We have coat and gloves. We practiced in, and everybody was there. And you always with me. So from
Mm-hmm.
from birth, because when I was in Fort McMurray and I had my pan, and your mother went to the grocery and I had us a babysit. What
Right.
I used to play the pan. I used to put you under the pan to lie down, and I played the pan and you lie down there and fall asleep. When your mother come, you wake up and that's it. So you had
Yeah.
pan in your head from months old.
Forever. Yeah.
Okay, had pan, always,
Mm-hmm.
always at pan. So I take you everywhere I go. I used to take you every
Mm-hmm.
single place. You used to follow,
Yeah.
So and then I get you involved in the pan when you was about 6 or 7.
Seven. Yeah.
I,
7.
yeah, I decided to make you play a tenor, and we started, and you catching quick. So that's how you started. Be a
Yeah.
Trinket player. Because we
Yeah.
only had we had about 3 players was you,
Mm-hmm.
Diane, and I think it was you,
There was
just you and Diane.
Anna, I think.
Anna, no, Anna used to
Anna.
play
Yeah.
double tenor.
Double second. Right.
Yeah, double tenor.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah, double tenor she used to play. So
Yeah.
that's how we started, a little band, and we went, struggling for place to practice.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor of Edmonton, who gave me a big break, he gave me a big building to practice. Can't play no pay no rent.
Yeah.
What I remember, when we moved to Morinville. We were living in, well, we still live in Morinville.
Yeah.
And I remember this doctor, this, I don't know if you remember, this doctor who, I think he was a dentist, or I can't remember, but I know he was a doctor. He had a little competition in the school. So all who kids take the culture of the parents to come, and you took the pan and went to and you play the song. And I don't know if you remember, you win $1,000.
I don't.
You
I
can't
don't.
remember that?
I don't.
You win $1,000. And he said, if it's one thing he regret, is that when I went with you, he regret that, although he said he's a doctor, he said if one thing he regret is that he didn't take up the culture of his parents coming from China, So he was so proud of you, so proud of you when he wrote the check out for you and give it to you, because you were so outstanding to play. I was surprised you were about 8, 9 years old or something.
Yeah.
I
don't remember.
You don't remember that?
No. I remember performing, but I don't remember anything past that.
So that's how it was. So it was interesting. All these things were, good to go. And afterwards, what I had problem with is getting the pan tune. That was a big headache for me, because you're out there and it's so cold. I remember we going and play somewhere. We went somewhere out on a farm, and we were playing for some elderly, what you call rednecks.
Right.
And see us coming in with a 45-gallon drum, and they start laughing and said, "Where you guys going with this thing?" Because they never see pan before,
Right.
And they said, "Where you going with this? What this? Are you a musician?" And we said, "Yes." And it was so cold outside, it was about 35 below zero. Pack all the pan in and leave it there early, and then leave it there for it to get room temperature.
Right.
After the room temperature, we started playing, and we started playing some country and western song. Oh, they couldn't believe. They come and look all under the pan, thinking that we just grand charging, we just fooling around. So, it's up to now, it's still amazing thing to have the Steelpan in Edmonton or in Alberta to
Yeah, that's for sure. So since you've been in Pan since Tokyo to now, have you seen any changes in the Steelpan community from then till now? Or has it kind of still...
Oh yeah, what I noticed since I started playing, because I started playing in the 60s, and a lot of the younger players, they're very, very, very good. The players the youths now, they are much better than we were when we were, we could play, we thought but the youths now, and the good thing about it, they understand the pan, and the pan becoming a standard, like the tenor pan, which is the fifth, it's getting there. So I think we're getting somewhere. The only thing I look at a lot, I don't think, I want to say Trinidadian love the pan.
Right.
As I want them to,
Right.
Which is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful instrument. They don't know, because I remember when I used what you call play on the road. When you play you put on a little bucket and play
Oh, busking.
busking. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I used to busk, I remember busking on White Avenue, and
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I played the pan, I used to play the pan. Day, Misa de, da 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 da. Everybody just stop. You see about
Right.
20 people just stop and just move to the instrument, and I
Mm-hmm.
play. I remember busking on 82nd Avenue, and this is no joke. It's the first time I bust, the first time I bust, and
Mm-hmm.
every day when I bust for maybe about 3 hours
Right.
playing the band. And when I check, it's sometimes I make $1,500,
Oh, wow.
$1,000,
Yeah.
you know. And I just, just playing. I remember this guy come and tell me, he made me, this Trinidadian guy come and tell me. He said, how come you're not playing any calypso? I said,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't putting no money in the bucket. I said, the people who put in the money in the bucket, they want Deo, they want Yellowbird, they want
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican Farewell, they need a little country and western. I give them what they want and they drop in $10 and $5. I said,
Yeah.
that's what they want. So I played to suit them. I play a little
Mm-hmm.
calypso like hot, 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 and what do you call it, sugar boom,
Right.
which is, my, those are the things I do. But
Mm-hmm.
the the band Trincan, it's where what I wanted the band to do and where I wanted the band to go. I don't think I had enough time, because
Right.
they start from scratch. We we made it far, we made it far.
Mm-hmm.
We played a lot of engagement. We played all over Western Canada, you know. I think the only place we never went to was BC, but we went all
Yeah.
over. We played in farms, we played in some places. I don't even know how we get there, but we played there, and you everybody enjoyed the band. All the players in
Mm-hmm.
all the players in the band. Well, they're all adults now.
Yeah.
Who are doctors, who are lawyers, who are nurses,
Teachers.
who are teachers, who are
Yeah.
they all start from 10 years old. Sometimes I look at them now. It's like a family, a Trincan family.
Yeah.
So
That's for sure.
so that's basically, I like to see the instrument uh, get a lot more attraction from from people in Trinidad. You know,
Right.
that's what I like to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I see Joshua and Johan and Keyshawn. They're doing their thing, so they're trying.
Oh yeah,
They're trying.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so since you're in Trinidad, have you noticed enough support for the youth that are coming into in the Steelpan community
Oh yeah, oh
more
yeah.
than you used to?
Oh yeah, I seen a lot. I seen
Mm-hmm.
a lot of. That's what I like. A lot of the youths. The pan is going, you know, going, go very far, very
Mm-hmm.
very far, because a lot of youths, and you go Panorama, and it says youths.
Right.
You know, it should be. I think what they should do. I don't know if it's like that because I'm new here now, so I just
Mm-hmm.
playing catch up to what's going on in
Right.
the school. In the school, what I noticed, because I sold a couple some pan sticks. I noticed that when some kids in school, when they get the
Mm-hmm.
booklets have pan sticks on it.
Oh.
Yeah, that blow me. I remember just about 2 weeks ago, someone called me and tell me asked me if I have tenor sticks. I said yes. They said
Mm-hmm.
they want a pair because on her daughter book list there was pan
They asked
sticks.
for pan sticks.
Yeah,
Huh.
pan sticks on the book list. So I said, good. That's great. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So so pans are the still pan is getting into schools
Oh
slowly.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
in the school. It's in the school. I think it should be a part of the school system, like how because like when you went to I was going to school in Edmonton. I remember you play flute. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you play a flute in school, which
Mm-hmm.
was good. You know.
Yeah. And it helped me with the pan as well.
Oh
So
yeah, it helped you
yeah.
because it helped you. You could read music, and
Mm-hmm.
it's good. It's very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I don't know if you want to step back a bit because we can only see half of your head.
Okay.
There you go. um, what would you like to see happen for steel pan in the future?
What I like to see,
Yeah.
first I like to see everybody using Fantastic.
I was waiting for you to put that in there. I was waiting.
Everyone should use my pants. Everyone.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's the main thing. You know, if you want your pant to sound, you know, if you listen to Johan, you hear how sweet and nice and mellow
Mm-hmm.
he sung.
Yeah.
He sung like the bird in paradise.
Oh my God.
And the reason he sung that good is because he using Fantastic. You know. So if anybody want to song like Johan, it's not him playing, it's really the stick doing the
It's
job.
the sixth. Oh,
It's,
okay.
you know, it's you think it's him, but it's the sticks.
Yeah,
You know.
that's hilarious. I just want to say goodnight to Desi and EJ and Michael that just tuned in. Um, so besides everyone using your sticks, what else would you like the steel pan to go in the future?
What I'd like to see come back is music festival,
Mm,
Steelpan Music Festival. I'd like to see more events for the pan during the year. You know,
besides
uh,
Panorama.
you know, just not just Panorama. I like to
Hmm.
see a lot of people hiring a lot of steel band players to play in different, um, like clubs and you know, and another thing what I like to see
Hmm.
is the tuners get together and form some kind of association to get
Hmm.
everything coordinated properly. You know, I have a lot of things in my head that I want to make something to to heat the pan. You know, instead of putting it on
Oh, okay.
tire and wood and all this kind of thing. I want
Hmm.
not that I want to make. I have it in my head already. It's just to
Right.
put it in action. But because of all what I'm doing right now, it taking up my time. You know, because
Hmm.
I'm moving back here now and trying to get myself in motion before I do all these things. You know, like
Hmm.
getting the sticks in production and all these things. So much things I'm doing at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of hectic. The day is not long enough. I start at
Right.
5 in the morning and stop at 12 at night, and still I need more hours. You know,
So what you're saying, since you moved to Trinidad, you haven't changed.
but yeah, I do the
Same thing.
same thing. What I used to do in Edmonton. You know.
Yeah, that's funny. So, so you said that you started Trincan and Carnival here in Edmonton. I don't know if Mom can hear me. What was your thought process? No, can you hear me? I just wanted to see what her thought process when you brought that up to her, or did you just do it and she just kind of followed followed suit?
Well, I just do it and she followed. Well, when I was doing these things, everybody in Edmonton especially thought I was crazy.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
because it take me. I was on the road for about 2 years before I could get the carnival.
Hmm.
Because no one knew what I was talking about. You know, I remember I think the first I think this the second year of our carnival, we bought
Hmm.
crazy to Edmonton. I never
That I
forget.
remember.
Yeah, and at that time he had the song Uncle Crazy. And
Yes.
he was in the square and he started um, he started the song Uncle Crazy and people start jumping and dancing and the cops come and get me thinking the people are going to fight. Run and come and get
Yeah.
me and tell me, Mr. George, these people are getting on, they're going to fight. I said, no, 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 they just, relax, they're okay.
Yeah.
Crazy was just, it was a blast. You know.
Huh. That's funny. I don't even know what else to ask. What would you say to someone coming up in the Steelpan community that wants to take Steelpan as a career?
Oh,
What would you tell them?
it is tough. It is, it
Hmm.
is, it is, it is a tough thing to do as a musician because um, we are not. I, you see, I remember when I was in Toronto and to play in certain places, I never forget at Impacts we had to join a music union
Oh,
because
okay.
if we wasn't in that union, we couldn't play in certain places.
Right.
Certain places wouldn't hire us at all, you know. So
Hmm.
we should have a sort of music union here that you have a set price you play for, because that's the way it is, You play for
Hmm.
45 minutes, you charge X amount, it's all unionized. You pay, on our association, you pay certain dues. You have, it's sort of professional. Right now, it's
Right.
like helter skelter. This one charging $200, the next one charge 100, the next one trying to outdo the other one and charge
Yeah.
$50, and we're not going to get anywhere that way.
Hmm.
Right now I'm not playing. I have a pan here, but I'm not. I don't have the time to play.
Right.
I just don't have the time at all to play because of what's
Right.
involved. You know.
Hmm.
But I think it's a good profession. It's good.
Right.
It's very 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 good. And
Hmm.
you got to do what you enjoy. And if you do what you enjoy, you always get satisfaction. You
Right.
always will. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but you,
Hmm.
you always will get satisfaction. Because as I said, as a kid, I wanted to be an electrician. You
Hmm.
know, I never thought I would have been, but because a lot of school, I went to Canada.
Yeah.
I went to school to get my master's and professional status. I went to school for about 15 years.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, going day, night, and working in the mine. It's you work in a mine. It's not no easy job. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. So since we're talking about Steelpan becoming a career, why did you want me to become a soloist? Because I remember I told the story before.
Well,
From my memory, my first gig was at a golf tournament,
right,
and you just
because
threw me in there.
well, it's because that's what I was doing, and I knew I was coming back to Trinidad, and all the people I used to play for. it had no one
Mm-hmm.
else in Edmonton to do it. So I said, well,
Right.
I used to play the golf course every year.
Mm-hmm.
I played different company functions. I used to play so many different places. So I
Yeah.
wanted to take all these engagement, because it's the same number they're going to call. They're going to call my home
Yeah.
number, because that's,
Yeah.
once they call my home number, it's you are there already. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember, um, one day someone hired me. I don't know if you remember that. Someone hired me,
I don't know.
and I charged them. And the
Yeah.
find out I charged them too much. So they call you, which was
Yeah.
my home number, and talking to
Yeah.
you to hire you instead of me. So I said, charge a lot more, and then I wouldn't take the job, and you would
Yeah.
get, you know. So,
Yeah.
and it's good to keep the culture in Edmonton, and the pan in Edmonton, making
Mm-hmm.
people be aware of the steel pan. I remember when Saunders, the Jamaican High Commissioner, and they come to promote Saunders Hotel in
Oh,
Edmonton,
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
they hire me. I
Yeah.
go around with them all over, playing with them for days and days and days, playing for them to promote, Jamaican Association, the High Commissioner of Barbados, Grenada, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
They all call it. They want the steel pan.
Right.
It's a unique instrument, and I don't know if we're pushing it enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't know. But
So in your
what we have,
mind, no, go ahead.
yeah, what I do know, that the players we have here in Trinidad, the youths, they
Mm-hmm.
are, they are so good. They are so
Yes.
good, and they enjoy playing the instrument. They
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy playing the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
I follow every one of them. Every one of them. I look at
Yeah.
every one of them, give them all my support, doesn't matter what it is, because I know we're gonna get there one day.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get there one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Speaking of great kids, I see Patrice Charles, the Pan twins' mother, just joined
Yeah.
us. So yeah.
Yeah, I, that's the mother, right? I tried to
Yeah.
get in contact with that lady for,
Oh.
many times, because I promised to give them 2 pair of sticks. And I
Okay. Well.
make arrangement with her, and never reach. And I don't know. She live in somewhere in Laventy, where the place I can.
Yeah.
I live in I'm in Laventy also, but again, I don't
You're back
know.
and forth.
I don't know the place too good, you know, because I leave Trinidad pretty young, so
Yeah.
I never used to run around all over the place. So I
Well, I will connect you two now.
no, I saw
Patrice?
she have
See,
my number. She have my number. I know she have my
okay.
because she called me a couple
Patrice, there's
times.
sticks waiting for your kids.
Called me a couple times, and we never could meet. Never could meet.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I hope one day we'll meet. One
I'll
day.
make it happen. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
um, I don't know if there's anything else I have to ask. I don't know. Is there anything you want to let us know? Does anyone not watching have any questions for Cecil? I was gonna ask you. You taught Pan in university here in Edmonton.
Yes, I do. I had,
How difficult was that to get that to happen? Because
well, what I did, I went to Grand McEwen and
hmm
I spoke to them concerning taking the pan and having it as an evening class. And
hmm
they agreed to it. And
okay.
I did it for 3 years.
hmm
3 years I did it. I did it for 3 years. It was very interesting. We had a lot of people coming. A lot of people
Yeah.
came, and some of them end up in Trinidad, end up in the band. You know,
hmm
so you know, it was good. It was
Yeah.
very very good. I thought at I had private classes in the Panyard. I remember it had it had a woman's group. They used to go around different places and they come in the Panyard, spend an evening in the Panyard just to get their experience, the Caribbean experience. They're all dressed up
hmm
in short pants and pretty shirt and come there with all kind of umbrellas and all. you know, it's
Yeah.
the pan in Edmonton opened my eyes to a lot of the different culture, a lot of the different.
hmm
I remember a tuner came to Edmonton long time ago with Exodus. Exodus came to Edmonton,
Okay.
I think sometime in the 80s. In the
Yeah.
in the 80s, they came to Edmonton, and the tuner that came to with them was I can't remember his name. He passed away now, but when he
hmm
came and he saw Trincan, he was so shocked. He said he couldn't
hmm
believe it have pan this far north, you know.
Right.
So when he came, he said, "Man, just for having steel band up here, I I'll touch up all your pans free, free. I don't I wouldn't charge you a cent." I was
Right.
so happy. I was so happy,
hmm
that he touched up all the pan for me because
Yeah.
it's so far. And, the pan on tune and you can't get no one, because you're out in no man's land. And
Yeah.
because of the weather, the pan
hmm
get on tune so fast, because
Yeah.
it's so cold, so
Yeah.
cold, the
Yeah.
metal, you know. But we made it. We tried,
Yeah. Of course.
I try and try and try, and the pan now is the carnival is the biggest festival we have in Edmonton. It's
hmm
the biggest in Edmonton now. So
Yeah.
the Steel Orchestra, I remember we playing with the Edmonton Symphony, you know,
hmm
which was, something
Yeah.
which was amazing. So a lot of people like the pan. A lot of
hmm
people like the pan, but
Yeah.
I,
We just have to market it better.
yeah, we have to do something here in Trinidad to market this the pan a little better. You know,
hmm
do a little more work in marketing.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. For
lot
sure.
more work in marketing because I tried
Yeah.
my best in Edmonton and we did very very well in Edmonton, very well because
hmm
I see band here, and our band is not as good as a band,
Yeah.
and we we have a very good, I make sure the band have a very good bank account.
Yes. Yes, you
We
did.
have a very good bank account.
Yeah.
Our uniform, everything was in place. The pan, you know, you don't wash your clothes. We had laundry, our own
hmm
laundry. We had, you know, I tried to make the band look so professional, you know,
Yeah.
that, you know, I remember well, I don't know if you have it like that, but we had we had from shoes to everything, you know,
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
go out and
Not
make that,
anymore.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
you know, we had shoes, pants, shirt, dress, everything. When we
Mm-hmm.
go out to play, everybody is well equipped with everything. When
Yeah.
we finish, we throw all the clothes in the bag and take it to the laundry, clean, ready
Mm-hmm.
for the next function. Own
Yeah.
closet, everything.
Yeah. There's a couple questions that came in. Raquel had a question, our cousin. Do
Oh,
you
okay.
have a resource? Yeah. Do you have a resource for parents who want to teach their kids pan from young in Toronto, Canada? And I was the first person I thought of was Earl and Wendy. So
Um,
I can send her to them.
you have to go to Earl or Wendy.
Wendy, yeah.
Yeah, they
And
could.
then yeah, I'll send you their info.
Yeah.
Um, Trinidad Desi lives in Saskatchewan. Correct me if I'm wrong. He said, when was the first Panorama held in Edmonton?
Oh man,
That was a long time ago.
holy jeez, that is 1980. Holy. When we started the carnival in Edmonton in
82, 83, I
83.
think.
Yeah, so it had to be about 84, 1984.
Hmm.
That's when we had the first Panorama.
Hmm. Do you remember what bands were in it?
Yeah, we had Trincan, we had a band, we had a band from Calgary,
Hmm.
we had a band from BC, and we had a band from Saskatchewan,
Mm,
and one from Winnipeg also. We had 5 bands,
right.
you know, but they were small,
Hmm.
10 players, and maybe I think Trincan was the biggest band,
Yeah,
and we had 2 bands in Edmonton at that time because
right.
another band formed. So we had 2 bands in Edmonton, and then we
Hmm.
had one from Calgary, one from BC, one from Saskatchewan, and one from Winnipeg, and one
Yeah.
from Fort McMurray. The band that I started in Fort McMurray also.
Ah,
Had that band
nice.
from Fort McMurray. Yeah.
Desi was just saying he played in 88, 91, and 92 in
Who,
Edmonton, I'm assuming.
who is
His
that?
name is Desi. I think he's from Saskatchewan.
No, Des is in. I don't know if it's the Des I
If you see
talk
him, you'll
about.
probably, no, not
The
that
Des,
Des, not that
the
Des.
Des I talk about is Edmonton. Des
Yeah,
from Trincan.
yeah. I'm pretty sure if you see his face, you'll know who it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, everyone know me, but I can't remember
yeah.
all the faces. But I remember the. Where you from? Winnipeg or Saskatchewan?
uh, he said yes from Saskatchewan. He said Carib Steel Orchestra from Regina.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember going to Regina to teach band in Regina in
Oh,
in
okay.
in the in the in the 80s,
Mhm.
88, 89. I was teaching. I used to go there, travel all the way, hours and hours, to go and teach band and come back. Go
Wow.
leave the Saturday, come back the Sunday. You know,
Hmm.
just to teach the band, and
Wow.
then they started the band there.
Mhm.
Because Corey, remember Corey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's
he's
still there.
he's still there. Yeah,
Yeah.
because taught him to play in Edmonton. So now
Yes.
yeah, he used to play,
Yeah.
play in Edmonton and Trincan.
Mhm. Desi said Herman Collins was the arranger at the time.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the band. I remember the band.
Yeah.
They were
So
good.
what made you decide to bring Panorama to Edmonton?
Well, you know, I have carnival. Why not, try to get all the bands together in Western
Mhm.
Canada, in Western Canada that come after Trincan, because Trincan was about the first band started, and then all these bands start coming up. Um,
Right.
and I decided, let me get all these bands in Edmonton.
Mm.
Let me get all these bands in Edmonton. So I went to the government, I asked them, what I want to do, and they give me a grant to bring everyone. So
Mm.
I paid everyone transportation,
Yeah.
and put them in a hotel and feed them.
Okay.
And then when they play, they get money to go back. They didn't get much, but
But it was something. Yeah.
they get something that they, at least
Hmm.
the experience they had, was enjoyable. Because the
Yeah.
money wasn't a big thing. It's just to come and take part in something that is,
Hmm.
it's history, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
I've been trying to bring it back for years. I've been trying.
yeah, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Gonna
Yeah.
be tough. Very
Yeah.
hard. Because I had it real hard, real hard. It's a lot of work. A lot of
Hmm.
work. A lot of work.
Yep. Yeah.
I wish we could get what we're missing in Edmonton is a tuner. We should have a tuner in Edmonton. Somebody in Edmonton should learn to, to make pans so they could take care of the whole of Western Canada.
They would make so much money.
Yeah. Oh,
So much money.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So,
I know this tuner from Trinidad. He used to come to Edmonton. He used to come to Winnipeg, and I used to bring him to
hmm
Edmonton all the time to touch up all the pan. From the time he come, he will go from Edmonton to Calgary to BC, and then come
to
back,
win.
and then go to
Yeah.
Saskatchewan, and then go to Winnipeg, and then if you want, he could go back and make the same rounds again.
Same route. Yeah.
I remember sending one to Fort McMurray. He asked me, he said,
Hmm.
I'm not going back there because to go Fort McMurray is a very small plane.
Yeah.
3 people in the plane, and he didn't like that.
Yeah. EJ has a question. When was the last uh, Panorama? Well, I'm gonna say in Edmonton because Toronto still has theirs.
The last Panorama was, holy jeez, I think it's
I want to say
90.
like 96 or 94.
Yeah, I think it's around, yeah,
Yeah. I think that was the last one.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's very difficult. We are so far,
Yeah.
it's very, very difficult. Very,
Mm.
very difficult to have these things out there. It's very, very hard. You know,
Yeah. That's
you
for
know
sure.
I want to get involved in the pan here so I can encourage players and help players to go. Everybody know Toronto,
Montreal.
Montreal, you know,
Yeah.
Toronto, Montreal. You
Yeah.
know, if I could, get when I get involved, I can get a couple of players, like maybe 6 or 7 players, and make a
hmm
Western Canada tour. You know,
Yeah.
they leave Trinidad and go out there for 6 months and go back.
Yeah.
It's a 6 months summer tour. From
hmm
from Winnipeg right down to BC and back.
Right.
Will be great. Will be
It
great.
would be.
Will be an experience they never had in their life.
Exactly.
Playing in
Exactly.
Banff and Jasper and all these different places.
hmm
Will be,
Yeah. EJ has another question. How large is the fraternity in Edmonton, then by extension Canada? Well, okay. EJ, I'll tell you right now, the Pan fraternity here is very small. It's very small. I'd probably say it's what, like 5% of Trinidad here in Alberta, if that.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Because
then by extension in Canada, Toronto and Montreal have the largest Pan community over there. They have so much support.
yeah,
So,
and what in Edmonton, most of the time people hire you is
Mm-hmm.
it's the white folks that hire you. You know,
Yeah.
they hire you because of the novelty. You know,
Yeah.
and you can't go there and play, too much calypso. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to play, what I used to
Some
capture
pop.
is country. I used to play a lot of
Yeah.
country songs. So, they hire me for that because the first time they see the instrument and then they don't know it can play country and western.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going in a place they call Hannah,
Yeah.
and I played in a company function there. Oh, the modes. And I started to play some country and western, and they started doing a little two-step,
Yeah.
It was amazing. I,
Yeah.
I, I don't know if you remember this band used to hire us. It's three brothers. They, they, they're Trinidadian by birth, but they live in Edmonton, not Calgary. They have a company called Trinidad Oil. Right?
I've heard of that company.
Trinidad Oil.
I don't think.
The,
Yeah.
the companies is by the airport, and they used to hire us every
Mm-hmm.
year for the
Yeah.
company function, Christmas time. We go to Saskatchewan and play for them all the time because they have a
Mm-hmm.
big oil company, drilling company,
Yeah.
and they used to hire us all the time. Every year, that for sure they will hire us to come and play in
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas function,
Yeah.
which was nice.
EJ has another question. Are there universities that offer Steelpan studies in Canada? I know US has, but what about Canada? Here in Alberta, there is a couple universities southern of, like near Calgary, so southern Alberta. There's a couple universities that have it, but here in Edmonton, no. um, there was another question or a couple statements. DJ Kirky Dan said that's smart. Play something that they'll understand. And Trini Desi said we mainly play calypso and get a lot of gigs in Regina. It depends on where you are though, because
Yeah, yeah.
I've noticed when I'm playing, I play a lot of soca, and I throw in a few songs that they know, and they seem to enjoy it. So it just depends on, again, where you're playing and who the crowd is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah.
But again, in Edmonton, what I notice, they love a lot of upbeat music. They
Hmm.
don't care. They don't. Once it have a beat to it,
Yeah.
this Caribbean beat. I know. My top song that everybody that like, man, is Jamaican Farewell. I don't know.
Farewell.
They love
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
They request that 3-4 times for me to play Jamaican Farewell.
Same here. Hasn't changed.
People come and sing with you, and but
Hmm.
I used to enjoy it. I enjoy
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
really enjoy it. But
Yeah.
I just hope we in Trinidad here could take the pan a little more serious,
Hmm.
treat it like
Yeah.
an instrument, because outside there it's I don't know, it's so unique,
Yeah.
so unique. I can't talk for Toronto because I played pan in Toronto maybe for about 4 years, and then I left Toronto and I never went back.
Hmm.
I can't even live in Toronto now because it's so big and busy. I get
Right.
so accustomed to small town.
Hmm.
Edmonton is small. Everybody know everyone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I
So
even started. Well, I started everything in Edmonton. I started the
you did.
Trinidad and Tobago Association, the steel band, the carnival, the calypso, all of this thing that's going on now originate from me.
Yep.
I'm the father of every the Caribbean culture that is in Edmonton, Calgary,
Yeah.
try to
And
take
me
it.
and Sherelle are trying to keep it strong.
But somebody have to keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we end, because we're hit the hour mark, even though you told us a lot about you, what is one fun fact about you that no one really knows? And keep it PG.
I don't know.
Well, a lot of people don't know your nickname. Do you want to tell them your nickname?
Well, my nickname is Joker. Everyone knows me as Joker. And when I went to Edmonton, I decided to stop it.
Oh.
Yeah, because just few people call me Joker in Edmonton. Few, very few. They call me
Okay.
Cecil. Well,
Yeah.
nobody called, not Cecil, they called me Cecil.
Yeah.
Everybody
That
called me
that
Cecil.
bothers me. I don't know if that bothers you, but it bothers me.
Yeah, I get accustomed to it. Now I come here, everybody called me Cecil. It sounds so funny. Yes, because all these years he had Cecil, and now he had Cecil. So,
Yeah.
but one thing I like to leave everyone with is, it's it's a saying by Thomas Edison, and the only reason I say Thomas Edison because he invented the light bulb, and I'm an electrician, so I stick with electrical. And
Right.
Thomas Edison said, he said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they give up.
Yeah.
Said Thomas Edison. So no matter what you do, what stumbling block you need, don't give up. Go for it, because this stick, I work on it for approximately
Years.
maybe about 20 years before I come up with this rubber. I try all different things until I get the right rubber. Try everything. And how I came up with this, they, they were making a cake where I was working for a competition. And I was part of that team. I was electrical to make the cake do different things. I was making all the electrical apparatus for it. And the chef made a mixture. And I look at the mixture and then I decide I'm gonna go and try that, try different thing with my rubber. And that's how I come up with the rubber
Oh, okay.
to make the pan, to play the pan. So, so no matter what you do and all the problem you're gonna have, never give up. Just go and go and go and go. No matter what you hear, go and go until you get it. You never know. You're on Instagram now. Maybe next 2 years you might have your own TV show.
From your mouth to God's ears.
You never know. You might have your own TV show.
Yeah.
Just on pan or
Yes.
or Caribbean culture, to spread the culture in North America. You have your own TV show in that. You could start in Edmonton, have your own TV show, Caribbean culture, because we don't have a radio station that play Caribbean music. We don't hear. I remember our first record we made. I'm gonna tell you this. We made this manager at CBC, which is Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I put this out to all the steel band arrangers and players, and we made a CD in Edmonton, our first CD. I remember we made the CD, and I tried to get the CD to play on the radio, and I couldn't get it played. I just couldn't. They wouldn't play the music on the radio. So when we were making the second CD, I talked to this radio, the manager for the radio station. You will know him. He liked Pan also. And and he told me, he said, Cecil, for the music to play on the radio, it have to be a certain length. He said the steel band music is too long. So when you make your CD, make sure your music is about 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes for the longest. Don't make it too long because it takes too much time to play on the radio. And I follow him, and then our music start playing. When we made the CD, he started playing it on CBC for us. And CBC is Canadian wide, you know.
Yeah.
So we started getting play on the radio. Certain times, event they would play our music, you know, which was good. So that's one thing I noticed. Our arrangers here, when they're arranging music on CDs, they make it too long, too long. You know, too long for it to play on the radio. You know, I could understand Panorama music, fine. But when you're making a CD to play, you know, to get universal playing all over, make it a 3.5, you know,
to 4 minutes.
4 minutes long, so you can get play elsewhere. Because I take steel band music in Edmonton, and they wouldn't play it on the radio. It's too long.
Right.
Too long, you know. But
well, that's good to know, though.
Yeah, he told me that, you know. He told me that, you know. He was big in the radio business. He was a radio manager, and you know, up to now we're still friends, you know.
Yeah.
Did he give you the tenor pan? Did you call him concerning the pan?
I need to talk to you about that.
Why?
Need to talk to you. Well, we'll talk after. Oh, we'll talk after.
Because he have a old
tenor
pan from, I think, 1940 something.
Yeah, I think it was like 40 or 50 something.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
paint on the notes, and you know, you have a lot of steel band records, lots. But he never played them on the radio because he said the music is too long. Yeah. He wouldn't play it, you know. But what can you say? That's life.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Pan is here to stay. We're gonna blow them apart. Don't worry. All the trumpet and sax and flute and piano and all these things.
And we'll sneak right in there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. With the kind of energy I have. But you have to use Fantastic.
Oh, dude.
You have to use Fantastic if you want to get anywhere.
Use those ones.
Yeah, you have to use this. The other sticks are nothing. This is the stick. Without Fantastic, your pan wouldn't sound good. You know?
You heard it here first, guys. Well, on that note.
It's like cooking without salt.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
On that note, can't see your face again. On that note, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. All the stories, all the knowledge. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
I want to ask you some questions, but next time.
No, it's okay.
All right. Have a good night, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, same to you.
Yeah, take care. Just hit the X when you're done. Just hit the X.
Okay.
Bye. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in once again every week. And next week, I believe, I might do a pop-up. We'll see. It's Thanksgiving week on that Monday. So I'll see what I feel. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your night. And once again, thank you for tuning to All Things Pan. Bye.